Yo, what up, what up, what up? Damn, I think that intro didn't play out. I'm trying to figure out this new interview mode that they have set us up with, but I think you guys didn't hear that intro, right? That would be crazy. So go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. But good morning and welcome back to obviously another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Today we will be discussing the 168-pound division. This fight was ordered in the WBC convention in Acapulco, and we're talking Caleb Plant taking on David Benavidez. The winner of that fight will end up as Canelo Alvarez's mandatory, according to Mauricio Suleiman, the president of the WBC. Now, the reason that we're actually talking about this is outside of it being in a fantastic fight, outside of us being excited that it was finally made because it'd been something we've been waiting for some time. Um, there's also been a request put into the Nevada. Well, was it Nevada? Let me just get that information for you because there has been a request on behalf of um, Phil Willis, speaking on behalf of TGB Promotions, is seeking an exception for a 2020 ring size to be increased to 22 feet by 22 feet for the title fight held at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas in 2023. The title fight would be contested by obviously David Benavidez, who is the interim champion, and Caleb Plant. Uh, the commission went for it, so they've approved it. Um, Benavidez and his team have not uh, contested, right? They didn't care, which is a bit shocking because Benavidez will have to do more work now to hunt down Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant lasted fairly long in a 12-round fight with Canelo Alvarez, who I don't think anyone would disagree has more skill than Benavidez, has more experience cutting rings off, you know, and more experience finishing guys on a high level. So it'd be interesting to see if this one little mistake, and I do call it that because obviously as a pressure fighter, um, Benavidez would have wanted that 18 by 18, let alone a 20 by 20 or a 22-foot ring by 22 feet. Now, I will remind you that this was something that Canelo Alvarez had to deal with, obviously, and it went well for him. It wasn't an issue for him. So I guess David should be able to do it. He's younger than Canelo, right? Um, and what I mean by Canelo being able to do it is obviously, remember, for those that don't, Billy Joe Saunders requested a 22-foot ring for his fight with Canelo Alvarez. So Canelo's been there before with the big rings and trying to cut them off and hunt you down. It's nothing new to Mr. Alvarez. Now, on the other hand, Benavidez, can he do something like that? Will he have the skills and experience necessary to get that done? And adding those 2 extra feet, will that be an issue? Now, this is coming from verified account Al Dawson of Al Dawson Sports, obviously a well-known sports journalist in boxing, and he revealed this information yesterday. And let me see. I'm gonna have to get my cable to actually show you this. That's lack of preparation there. Don't worry. I got family in, you know. It's my girl's birthday week, so we got a lot going on over here. But still grinding away. We also have a 12 o'clock show where we're going to be discussing Deontay Wilder's coach, Malik Scott, saying that Wilder's already begun preparations for three separate opponents. So that'll be our 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time show this afternoon. So you can have your lunch with TBV. So I guess the simplest first poll we need to do is, will a bigger ring help Caleb Plant? Right? Maybe it should be a little more specific. Will a bigger ring help him get the win? So that one of those options could be no, he'll still lose, or he'll still get stopped, or you know. Um, so obviously it says TGB, who is a universal promoter, right? TGB doesn't represent Plant. They don't represent um, David. They represent Al, and they put in the requests. So that's why our question says, did Plant and his team request a bigger ring? Because obviously for them, it's more beneficial. I don't see the logic in Jose Sr. or David wanting a bigger ring. So I'm assuming it was Plant. So Plant's team requests a bigger ring. Will that assure them the victory? Right? Can that get them the victory? And that's kind of going to be our first question. I'm just trying to see. Caleb Plant's team requests a bigger ring. Will he get the win? Right? So, yes, more room to move. So he wins. Because again, I thought he boxed fantastically. I think the biggest issue was he started talking with Canelo Alvarez and got Canelo to thinking like, well, wait a minute, he's right. We are late in the rounds. This does look slightly close. Let me step on the gas, right? So, um, with more space, I don't know how that looks for David. So I'm going to put no. Mexican Monster still gets the win. Damn, that don't even fit, bro. I can't stand YouTube and their lack of characters, bro. Modern King Boxing, top of the morning to you, my friend. Top of the morning to you. So I guess we're gonna have to take out no. Mexican Monster gets the stop. Is just put Mexican Monster still gets the stop, gets the win. Excuse me. I think two options or what? Do we do three? Do we do three? I don't know about nearly sending Keller Plant into orbit, Mr. RD. I think that Keller Plant did very well in that fight. I might have to go back and watch it. But I felt he did very well up until the time of the stoppage. And again, I repeat, he probably would have done better had he not, poked the bear, kept coasting. I guess we'll do two answers, right? I mean, I don't have another option, a third option. What would be the third option? Yep, can't think of it. We'll ask the community this two-question poll. Keep it simple. Yes and no answers, basically. If you're watching this on YouTube, do not waste any time. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up. It's going to help the visibility of this episode and others. It'll put this particular channel and episode in front of other boxing fans. And right now, growth is important. We are about a couple hundred away from 159,000, which, look, I'm ready to celebrate, ready to party, man. 159, that is an accomplishment that I never even thought we would get to. Right now, it looks like we're at 158,701. So we're really close. About 300 more subscribers, and we can have a party. Speaking of parties, if you did not catch our latest episode last night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we gave you all the information on Border Wars 14 taking place February 25th in the new year, right here in Las Vegas, Sin City, spring break in Las Vegas in February with TBV. Get in the ring and swing, test your skills. So if you haven't heard that episode, I'm going to go ahead and put that in our live chat, and I'm tweeting it out as we speak on our Twitter. Um, yeah, man, if you've never gotten in the ring and you want to test yourself, come on and join our very own boxing league. And yeah, I call it a boxing league because it's very similar to a bowling league where its members sustain it, but it's gotten big. This will be our 14th one, and it will probably be our best ever. Um, you can look forward to seeing your favorite fighters there, your favorite referees, some of your officials. We've had USA boxing officials and professional referees officiate the fights and be, excuse me, and be, they say you sound down as ever. Actually, I am great. The thing is that my wife's family came in, so they're like literally in the next room, and I'm trying to allow two different, um, I guess, conversations to happen, right? In the same space. Obviously, I'm in my own space and room, but they're not too far, and it's my wife's birthday, and happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now I'm definitely good. Don't worry about me sounding down. I can never sound down or be down as long as I got my show. Because again, this is not big news for the casual fan that Caleb wanted a bigger ring, but for us hardcores, it is. For us betters, it is. It gives us an insight into his game plan. Like we can pretty much assume, or I'm sure most of us are assuming, that he's going to be moving. He's going to be moving. Keem the Dream, what up, champ? I will definitely tell Madeline happy birthday. I don't know if you heard the episode, champ, but people are petitioning for your fight to be um, canceled, bro. Man, I got a message today like that even if Chino makes the weight, he's still the bigger man moving down. So I don't know. They're advising Keem, the Dream of Florida, not to take on Chino Rivera from Wisconsin. Both men pretty much winning records, and I thought it could be a fair fight. It all depends on how Keem puts on the weight, Alexander Usyk style. But you know, speaking of weight, this is Benavidez' biggest fight. Um, he hasn't struggled with weight or missed weight since losing his title. Since then, he said he's learned from the situation. Obviously, he was a young guy, taking in a lot up from this sport, right? So um, he had those mishaps. I don't see or foresee him missing weight. Again, this is the biggest fight of his career. This is the fight that he's been asking for now. Wow, maybe 3 years, right? Feels like maybe 3 years. Um, so you know, both men need to be ready for this. It's funny that after the Darrell fight, Plant was ready to make this fight, and that's off the back of a trainer switch, right? So he must be gelling with Stephen Edwards, aka Breadman, very well, very well. They did have an amazing performance together. I heard they had a great camp together, and you know, we spoke to Keller Plant's lead sparring partner, and that was Kyrone Davis, who was a previous opponent of Anthony Durrell. So they brought him in. Um, he's also obviously, you know, the other fighter of Stephen Edwards. So Edwards brought him in to spar Caleb, and we obviously know that Adamas sparred Caleb. Um, and from that sparring, obviously Adamas has and his team have gained tremendous confidence, right? And Caleb, he's like a feather in your cap at this point, right? Like he's fought Canelo, he's been to the mountaintops, and even though he's been stopped, he did well. He did well. I didn't expect those numbers to do that bad, especially with Caleb on the undercard and Wilder being the main event. Pretty strange. Maybe you factor in, obviously, Wilder coming off 2 losses, Hellenius being unknown, and the fight only lasting a round or a minute of the first round, not giving, people enough time to buy it. Now, obviously, you can buy it days after, but the minute that punch lands and that man gets knocked down, those clips go viral. People are using their phones, they're clipping, they're sharing. It's going crazy. It's going crazy. Alarming, strange. C Dub, what's strange and alarming? I'm lost here because Caleb is the boxer. This is what he's supposed to do, and Stephen Edwards is the boxing brain. This is what he's supposed to do. It's up to Jose Benavidez Senior and David Benavidez to say, hell no, no, ain't gonna be no running Forrest, But that's not the case. That's not the case. They don't care. They're happy enough having him sign that contract, having him wanting to be in the ring with them, that they don't care that he's requesting for a bigger ring. I think it makes a difference. But again, when you think Canelo Billy Joe, it made no difference for Billy Joe. You know, uh, he was not able to stay away from Canelo Alvarez. But again, it brings me back to the fact that we're comparing Canelo's skill to Benavidez' skill. Now, yes, Benavidez is a monster. He lets his hands go. But does he have the ability that Canelo has to set traps and set certain punches up? But on Twitter, L says it won't help him. Benavidez will go to the body early. He will be disciplined to do that. He will slow down, then go to sleep late. And he also doubled down and said that he's making requests while talking slick. But yeah, because this is a business and it's a competitive sport, but it's also a business. Um, so you want to ensure, or at least try, to find every advantage that you can. And 2 feet square, that's probably an advantage to the boxer, an advantage to the guy that uses his legs, you know. And look, as fight fans, we're already assuming Benavidez is going to go to the body. So you know what Edwards and Plant are assuming. So they gotta counter that. And how do they do that? Requests. And it got approved. It got approved. So once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And also, we are live here on Discord and Twitter Spaces for anyone that wants to chime in. If you want to give us your thoughts on the fact that, Plant, or it seems like, right, Caleb Plant's team has requested a bigger ring. I'm actually going to get my cable so that I can be able to do that for you guys. In the meantime, though, let me see here. Let me go to this quick intermission. Check. All right. All right. Looks like we're back. Man, they're saying it's me. It ain't me. I had the beach ball there, so I don't know. I am on the beta. Remember, I'm on the beta for this software since I've been using it for so long. You know, they wanna. I guess they're users that they trust to use the beta. So he's saying no volume yet, but I think you got to catch up. It'll catch up to itself. It'll catch up to itself. Because remember, we're also on a delay. He said, "Yo, Ness, it's your dealer, AB. I'm outside the studio, but I can't get in." I don't have a dealer, man. Shout out to Harding. I gotta put my sign up somewhere. We was actually just at an event yesterday with them. So shout out to Jesse and everybody at Harding. They won a bunch of awards yesterday at the Jack Herrera Cup, and I was invited. So yeah, man, hell of a time. All right. So what I was saying, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't give a fuck that you didn't hear it. We're gonna press rewind. So what I was saying is after showing you the tweet and the fact that Team Plant seems to have sent TGB to request a bigger ring, I was saying this fight is going to be happening here in March in Las Vegas. And because it's going to be happening here, March in Las Vegas, it triggered the fact that to we haven't done an appreciation night since March 2017. So I'm thinking maybe this is a good fight to do an appreciation night, right? Like Plant, Benavidez. Seems like a decent fight for us to get together and congregate. Now, if you have not seen what a TBV appreciation night looks like, go on over to our YouTube channel and you should be able to find that easily. And yeah, you can just check out what one of those events looks like. Mauricio Suleiman was at our last one live, so it was great. Wilder had came to one of them. The last one I did in Vegas, Wilder was right here. So it's definitely a great event, and we haven't had one in so long. So maybe March is a good month, being as though that we are having a big fight. I don't know what you guys think. Hopefully you like the idea. Now you got to keep in mind in February we are having um, our border wars, so we got to also consider that. Don't want to, definitely don't want to do too much. All right, so actually I found the video right here, and I'll just put this in the live chat for anybody that wants to see it later on. This was our last TBV appreciation night, so a lot of our listeners show up. A lot of our listeners receive awards. You can see how the awards look. So yeah, 3 years was COVID, but that's all right. We're putting that behind us. It's been 5 years since we've given awards physically to any of our callers of the year, any of our rookies of the year, because we definitely value our audience and our listeners and our callers. So we always try to give you guys the most. Looks like my stream ended, bro. That's crazy. What is this? Oh wow. Okay. I gotta restart the Twitter Spaces. This is crazy. Sucks, man. So all right, we'll do that though, because we do need to take calls. Rough morning, I guess. That's what happens, man. Family's over. Life. All right, we started another space. Skip all that. Boom. Started another space. Just started another space, my friend. Here you go, Jay. Here you go. Bam. All right, so we're live on Twitter Spaces, and we are live on Discord, but we got no requests on Discord. Shout out to everybody joining us. Yeah, we're back. Everything is good. So yeah, I would like your thoughts on that. I'll probably do a community poll or something like that. But I would like your guys' thoughts on whether or not we should do another appreciation night. It has been a while. Like I said, about 5 years. So is Benavidez versus Plant a big enough fight? Is it going to get you guys to fly out to Las Vegas? Is this a can't miss fight? You know, that's what we got to figure out. Is it a can't miss? And would you guys come out? But once again, we are taking calls here on Twitter and Discord. If you guys want to join us, go ahead and request to speak because I got no co host. No clue where Danny is. Danny took a another job at night and he is killing himself. I'm telling you. Because he always tired now. All right, so let's see what's going on in the live chat. And once again, if you, all right, I got Jay Hardcore who's requesting to speak. If you want to speak on Discord, just go ahead and request.
Hey, what's happening now?
What up, Jay?
It's all good, brother. It's always a pleasure. How things going?
All good, man. Getting through it. Getting through a little bit of a rough morning and start, I guess. Ain't
That's
as
all right.
smooth as I would want it.
That's all right, boy. Ain't we not in the problems, only solutions, right?
For sure.
Hey, listen here. I remember when Plant Dad about a couple of weeks ago, he tweeted the demands for Caleb Plant. I got them right here. One of them was glove of a particular brand.
Mm.
Two 22 by 22 rings. The Plant also wants the blue corner, walking to the ring second, and being announced second. And he said that he had no problem approving all of that because he didn't want anything to stop the fight. So he said yes to everything. This was about 2 weeks ago when he tweeted this out.
That's
So
crazy. That's
so yeah.
that's some A side demands. I tell you. I mean, it's not anything big or anything that I think would have caused the fight not to happen. And obviously it didn't. David didn't give a fuck about any of that. But it's just strange that it matters to them. Nah, I want the blue
Right.
corner. Nah.
Right,
You go
right.
out first. Like I can't even imagine. And obviously I don't know. I'm not a champ. I don't know how it's been
Mm-hmm.
done. But as a boxing fan, I never even noticed what corner Mayweather was coming out of. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
tell
All that.
you. I can't tell
Yeah.
you. Like I don't even. And another thing, whatever phrase exists with the red and blue corner. So like if the blue corner means A side and the red means B, I just learned that today. I never knew that
Mm-hmm.
shit.
Yeah,
So
it's all about perception. You know who they consider supposed to be the best and all that. All that supposed to signify something. You know.
mm.
Yeah, I just wanted to drop that off on you, bro. It's always a pleasure. It's Jay Hardcore. I'm out of here, bro.
Wait, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
What's the street saying, man? Cause you from that DC area, man, Baltimore. I mean, your man Tank, he done deleted the post. He said he was fighting in January out there. Everybody
Uh huh.
thought it was Gary Russell. Then he done said, "Come on, I ain't fighting Gary off no broken soldier in the law." So like, who is your best guess? Who you think he's gonna face?
I heard it's the other Garcia, Hector Lewis Garcia, the kid that beat up Colbert.
I called this trainer yesterday. They said they got no calls for any of them Dominican fighters because I thought maybe Tank could move up to 140, fight the other Dominican champ, Puello.
Uh,
No call. Hector Garcia, 130 to beat Colbert and Gutierrez. No
uh,
call. And Edwin De Los Santos, obviously he beat Rayo. It would be a defense for Tank at 35, but no call either.
I also heard Santos as well.
Yeah, Edwin De
So,
Los Santos. Yeah. But they all trained by Bob Santos. So I called Bob yesterday, and it was no. He got no phone calls unless he's stunting.
yeah,
Unless,
exactly. I mean, because he don't really want to get it out there until he make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. So
yeah,
mums would be the word if that's the way I look at it. But when you look at the list, though, Ness, I mean, you want him to fight somebody in the top 10. And when you go through that list, man, it's slim and none, to be truthfully honest. So those names that we just mentioned should be one of the cats, you know.
And you wouldn't prefer Diaz or Rolly rematches over all them names?
I like Cruz again.
Uh,
Not Rolly.
yeah,
Rolly was Rolly was still big time.
I want Cruz for for Shakur, man. I want that common opponent.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. But on the way Bob seemed like he was just totally against it, man. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Man, when does Bob say anything positive about a cross promotion fight?
Yeah, well Bob like in house shit too. You know that.
I mean,
Bob like
I think everybody do because now you ain't got to split. You ain't got to give nobody a cut.
exactly. Plus he gets a piece of both instead of a piece of one. So
Before I let you go, what's your thoughts on this? Does it matter in terms of the
uh the
ring size?
I think the ring size does matter, yes. I do think that ring size does make a big difference, to be truthfully honest.
Mm.
Because one thing about Benavidez, he does have a engine on him,
Hmm.
but but how long does that engine run if he just running the hell out of you in the beginning? So Breadman definitely going to have a hell of a plan to put together. So I think we're going to get a great fight from it. But I just feel though that the physical pressure and the mental pressure that Benavidez is going to put on Plant, eventually Plant is going to succumb to it. So that's how I look at that one. But I think in the early rounds I got Plant winning, but I just feel though that he's going to walk him down, and after he walk him down, I think he's going to stop him.
Mm. All
But I
right.
could.
Well, Jay, man, thank you for joining us. And I want to ask you to go ahead and retweet the space as obviously
Already did. Already did.
you the man. Cause
All right.
and for everyone else listening, go ahead and share that space on your Twitter. Go ahead and retweet it. Since the last space got disconnected, uh, we haven't even deleted that from our feed, so I don't want to confuse people. So if you can go ahead and just maybe share it, it will definitely let them know that we're live on this particular space, taking calls right now. This call coming from Florida, Big Fish Vega. We know who's your favorite fighter. Big Pecao. You got to speak up. All right, and he'll be jumping back on. Remember, you can request on Twitter. Those links to join us on Twitter or Discord if you're listening to us live on YouTube or wherever you're listening to us. The links to get to Discord and or Twitter are pinned on our live chat right here at youtube.com where you should be subscribed, where you should have. I totally hear you. Yes, the commission approved it. And didn't and Benavidez team didn't reject it.
So yeah, this is definitely something that favors Plant. And once again, can't wait to see the fight. When's the proposed date?
They're saying March. They're saying March
All right.
is the proposed date.
Right, right. Okay, man. So yeah, I mean, we don't have many rumblings of any big fights happening then. So I might actually buy that fight. It might not be Big Thick Vega that weekend, but we'll see. All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, all right, all right. Well, this has been a interesting morning, I tell you that. But we are taking callers on Discord and Twitter Spaces. So all you got to do is request if you want to speak, you want to get it off your chest. Let us know how you feel about Caleb Plant and or just TGB Promotions making a request for a bigger ring. But we got clarification from J Hardcore Boxing News that he has checked the Twitter of Caleb Plant's father, who was already putting out his terms on Twitter. So let's go. Um, Looks like we got Adrian Rowan on Discord. What up?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, all right. Usually it don't work in the morning. Man, I think now is that 22 by 22 inside the ring, or is
Yeah.
the whole ring 22 by 22 where then it would probably be 20 feet inside the ring?
It's 22 inside.
On the inside.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a big ass ring. No, I mean, I guess I think Caleb's earned the right to request that. As far as the appreciation night in March, I'll be honest and say, after being there February and at the end of February, I don't know, back-to-back trips to Vegas could be a bit much for everybody. But that's just my opinion. I think the fight's definitely big enough to make it happen, but it just depends on how much your Border Wars community would be booking a second trip out to Vegas the very next month. Because if you're going to do it, you might as well try to book them both in advance if you're going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we don't have a date for the March fight. Let me see. I think there is a.
Because I ain't gonna lie, man. From my perspective, that's me already taking a weekend, away from, as far as what I do. I know a lot of people don't work during the weekend, but that's already taking a weekend away from work. I don't know if I would me personally would do it twice,
Yeah, I mean
back to back.
but you're also a fighter. You got to consider the hundreds of people that don't fight and that will fly out not only for the Benavidez Caleb Plant fight, but also to meet. I mean, the last appreciation night I had about 20 fighters. So,
Oh, okay. I
when's the
got
last
you. You gonna do
time?
it big. You
I
gonna
mean,
do it
just think
big. I
about it.
got you.
When's the last time you've been able to meet 20 fighters in one place, unless you're going to like a boxing fan expo or something?
Nah, that's true. That's true. Because even if you go to certain shows and stuff, you're probably only going to run into a handful of people, depending on which fight you go to. So,
And when you go to those fights, those guys are there to party. When they come to my party, they there understanding that they're gonna meet and greet our listeners. They're gonna take pictures with our listeners. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie though, man. Out of all sports fans, sports people I've met, because working in the gym industry, I've met basketball players, football players, and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, boxers are the most friendliest, more willing to take a picture with you than anybody. Because like I met Grant Hill, and dude, that guy did not want to It's Grant Hill. You know it's him when you see him. He did not want to be recognized by nobody. It was kind of slip him in the gym, let him do his thing, and slip out. Like most basketball players I've noticed are a little bit more like they don't want to be bum rushed or whatever on their off time. Yeah, honestly, boxers, and then I met a few wrestlers just because they'd come to the gym because I was in downtown Milwaukee, is right by the thing. Wrestlers are friendly too, but wrestling's not really my thing. So, you know what I'm saying? Didn't really care if I met them or not. They just happened to be there at the gym. But that's just my 2 cents. Two back-to-back trips, depending. Like I said, some people aren't going to fight in Border Wars and make that trip, but just putting it out there, for the people who would like to do both. If you drop in $1,500 to $2,000, in February, you might not be up to dropping another 1,500 in March or $2,000 in March, depending on where you stay and what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy about the fight though. Caleb Plant, David Benavidez. It seems like these are the guys that are willing to fight anybody, and they mean it. Like when they say they're gonna fight, they're gonna fight. It seems like we're having a lot of problems with other boxers right now. Currently, I mean, even telling us they're gonna fight. I mean, who are they gonna fight? You know, it's kind of a mystery. So it's nice to see. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air to see guys like Plant who have, you know, he fought Canelo, but, you know, Canelo wanted to fight him, so that fight was going to happen anyways. It was just the money. But, you know, to see Caleb taking on the challenge of David Benavidez right after this win. So I'm happy to see that. And then if I'm correct, didn't you say that the winner of that, the WBC is mandating to fight Canelo, right, at 168?
Correct.
All right, so that's a great setup fight. I mean, this way we get to see who fights Canelo next. And I'll be honest, I like the Caleb Canelo fight, so I wouldn't mind seeing the rematch if Plant does get the win, because I think that's still closer to a 50-50 fight. Coming back, especially seeing him put down Darrell. But that's my 2 cents, Ness. Shout out to the TBV family. Me and Chino are about to get up and go to the gym right about now. So we'll be listening to the show on the way to the gym.
For sure. Appreciate you. Just sharing this appreciation night link. This is our 2017. You get to see a lot of your favorite callers there receive awards and, you know, a lot of your favorite fighters. Like I said, Mauricio Suleiman was live at this particular event, and you know, he stood the entire night, man. So shout out to Mauricio, you know, always being a great guy. Give you a little snippet here. This is kind of like the let's bring it back.
That's good.
Damn. So you see, that's Coach Mitty. That was Monsterpiece. Muhammad. Yo, that was T in Toronto. Killer Shane. I mean, just so many listeners from throughout the years, you know. Look, that's Info Joe, Ellie Setback, Coach Kelly, DJ Hollywood from the Heavy Hitters. You seen Joanne Guzman right there. Crazy, man. Crazy. So, yeah, man, it's been a minute. So I get Adrian, but, you know, look, you don't go to every Cowboys game and you don't go to every Bulls game, man. So you might not be able to go to every TBV function, but look at the amount of people there and look at the amount of people that's there. Then ask yourself one question. How many of those people are fighters, right? So, yeah, these people that you see here, look at Peter Quillen there, these people that you see here, they're not going to go to Border Wars. They're not going to get in the ring and swing, and that's okay. But it's been 5 years. Look, that's Boogie Down Sean. It's been 5 years since we had one of these, so that's my man King Amin. So yeah, and look, he received his award. It's been a minute since we've look. Amber started with us, got a job at ESPN. Now she works for fucking DAZN. Look, that's Pittsburgh Brew. So it's like, yo, Steven, just watching this video, I got a smile on my face, man, and I missed this, and we got to do it. Look, Hammer and Hank Lundy right there. You know, a lot of people came out, man. A lot of people came out. So, you know, we definitely want to do another one because it's been 5 years, and we've grown so much since then. There's so many new listeners and new callers that they don't even know that we used to do award ceremonies and give out awards. And really, I started that because the BWAs was so square. Like, shout out to them. They doing whatever they doing. But, like, who the fuck wants to be black tie event, $500 plate of food? It's like y'all not even getting jiggy with them damn suits and dresses. Like, our event, you see how casual we were. You see how many women there were, how many grown and sexy men, and everybody was having fun. Totally different from a BWAs. No disrespect to them. They got to do what they got to do. They get a lot of awards and things like that. But it's just two different atmospheres. But yes, we are taking callers. So if you want to speak, you want to talk some boxing, we are talking about Caleb Plant and his team requesting a 22-foot ring. The ring size was said to be 20 feet. And, looks like Plant wanted some room to move. But I see on Twitter, I got Ron Boy Fresh. What up, champ? I want you to go ahead and request to speak, man. I was all over your Twitter this morning, man. I don't know how I ended up on there, but you are hilarious, man. You are hilarious. Yo, that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence beef is funny, man, because it's got so many boxing fans divided. And Ron, I had a hell of a time checking out your Twitter, man. You funny, for real. Oh, Carlito, you on some weird shit? Cause I had a slip of the tongue there. You fucking cross the pond ass weirdo. We are taking call. Oh, there goes my man Ron. What up, champ? How are you? You got to unmute. You just muted yourself.
Yo, what's up, Slim? What's good with you?
I'm good. That's another thing. You call everybody Slim. Oh, you funny.
Yeah, bro, man. I'm one of these real motherfucking boxing fans. I travel well, you dig? So, I'm a huge Bud fan. Been a huge Bud fan, since 2014. But see, the problem is when it comes to this Earl thing is that Earl switched up. Everybody know Earl switched up. You dig what I'm telling you? We wouldn't think that this was the same Earl that was talking that shit 2017 and we got 2022. You dig?
I'm listening.
And so with that said, is I feel like if them Bammers should have fought back in 2019, 2020. But we have this drawn out business plan to get Earl all these belts so he can lowball Bud. I mean, which I knew was going to be the issue. You dig? Mm-hmm. So, look, man, it's just like it comes down to the point where, man, Earl ain't the same motherfucker I thought he was. Bud always been consistent, and I stand on that.
But,
yeah.
Technically speaking, business is business. So if Al put Earl in position to force him to be the A-side, I mean, Jamel Charlo got the video. Humble yourself. Take the smaller pie and go fight that stud.
But that's what I already said that though. I pretty much said that they did that strategically, and I've been saying that they did it strategically.
But Crawford's been the one trying to fight that though. He been the one trying to fight that. He been the one not happy with being the B side.
Well, yeah, but he's not. I don't think he's not happy with it, but he got it accepted. But at the end of the day, my whole thing is, why isn't it no guaranteed money, Mo? Like, it's just.
I mean, you ain't see. Hold up, Ron. You ain't see that Eddie Hearn interview where he made it clear that Fury AJ had no guarantee.
Yeah, but it's also fights where boxers do have guarantee in big fights. So it can go both in ways. And people like to cherry pick when to believe Eddie, when to believe Bob, when to believe these motherfuckers.
True.
So so we can't cherry pick when to believe a motherfucker when the narrative fits your when the game fits your narrative. You dig? At the end of the day, I stand on it and I'm gonna say it. This shit is over marinated, bro. At this point, I feel that give me better Beef and Bivol. That's a better fight. Give me a lot. Motherfucker, at this point, we got Davis and Garcia is a bigger fight. You dig? Like, and just move on, man. These motherfuckers is prisoner to a fucking division of the two best motherfuckers that's not willing to fight each other. Fuck them. Move on, Mo. Why are we even talking about these Bammers at this point? Bud is going to be what Bud going to do. Earl is going to be what Earl going to do. Earl will never be on Bud level because if Earl was on Bud level, he'd be at 160 with a belt and cleared out a division by now. So we don't even need to go there, man. Like all this whole drawn out career welterweight shit and Bud being avoided, Bud on the wrong side of this street, man. Fuck all that sucker shit, man. Fight.
I'm with you, man. I
So,
want the
shit,
fight.
I don't give a fuck if these motherfuckers ever fight. I'm a real boxing fan. The game goes on. You dig? I've been doing this shit for decades. My budget go to another boxer. You dig? So that's how I move with it. That's how I move with it. I don't give a fuck if they fight. You can shut down the whole motherfucking welterweight division. For all I care, the division is some shit. Holler at me when the motherfuckers get like 140, 154, some shit like that, man.
And in terms of Boots, what you thinking? Because it sounds like it's Butayev.
That's what I told him. Boots are always Boots at this point, man. Boots is fighting a motherfucker that's always coming off a loss. It seems like, man. Like and I asked Bug. I was like, y'all saying that Bud is ducking. Why don't Showtime send Bud an offer? Do Cameron want to fuck with Bud or not? You know what I'm saying? If he can't get no fights, you have Virgil Ortiz and Boots talking about they waiting for Earl and Bud. That's the problem with 147. They waiting for two motherfuckers to fight. Well, why didn't Golden Boy send Bud a contract? Why didn't Showtime send Bud as a free agent? So now what is going on here? So we had to go to Black Prime.
You know what's going on. He a free agent, but Virgil, when he was with Robert, he said on this show, They wasn't ready for Bud. Then Robert said he wasn't ready to put him in there with Bud. So then you talking about Showtime, man. Boots can say all the shit he want, but Showtime's alliance is to Al, right? Like Steven is with Al. So if Steven make the Crawford fight and Crawford beats Ennis, Crawford looks better and not his guy Earl. So it's like, can't do that.
Yeah, I know, but that's my point though. But you can't have interviews with motherfuckers. Motherfuckers don't know better. You dig what I'm saying? I know better. I know if you saying that this man is avoided, and I don't have a problem with Boots. It's unfortunate. If it was up to me, the motherfucking fight should have been mandated. But if the perfect world should have been Bud clipping Virgil, Earl clipping motherfucking Boots Castellanos, and have it like that. If these two motherfuckers ain't fighting, they need to fight their mandatories and fight the next top motherfucker. Somebody need to send Bud a better deal or something, man. Because I honestly thought if Bud wasn't going to get that fucking Earl fight, that Golden Boy was going to knock on his door. This is the perfect time. Send him over to the zone, get a bag, and see what's up. That's it. I mean, it is what it is.
They just don't believe in Virgil enough, man. And I thought, they was going, I was at the WBC convention. I honestly, I was hoping that Gomez was going to get up and petition for Virgil Ortiz not to fight Keith Thurman, to fight fucking Earl, because he got more, he got a better case. He fought current fighters where Thurman's only cases, he used to be the former champ that never lost his belt. So it's like, get that shit out of here. Virgil living in Texas.
They paid for that shit, Mo. They paid for all that shit, Mo.
But that's my point. Gomez was there. He could have done the same. He could have stepped up and interjected as a Mexican, wanting a shot at the Mexican belt. As a Texan, wanting a shot as another Texan, and then two dudes that had beef in the amateurs. Earl made him cry. Then he made him mad on Twitter the other day, like a couple months ago or a year ago, whatever. So, like, there's a storyline. That was a good fight. And if you lose to Earl, man, you lost trying to get 3 fucking belts. They ain't never going to give you another loss that sweet.
Right. But you gotta understand, you guys follow the money trail, Mo. Like it seemed like the Golden Boy don't have no motherfucking money. They got dogged out when Davis got that Super WBA when it was supposed to be Machado. They don't have no money for the WBC to give Virgil what he wanted to do. And keep in mind, all these motherfuckers they want Bud to fight, they all left about the WBO. Why the fuck did Ennis leave out the WBO? He had a better shot just becoming a mandatory in the WBO before the IBF. The same with Virgil. Why the fuck you petitioning for the WBA and going in the WBC? You have a better shot going in the WBO. They don't want to fight the man. It just is what it is. Let's move on out this division. Let's talk about real motherfuckers this wrecking, man. It's just how I'm rolling with it, man.
Yeah, but you know the problem with that? Look, I'm talking about real motherfuckers, right? I'm talking about a fight we've been wanting for 3 years. We had one caller. People only want the fight we can't get. This was one of them fights. Now they don't even give fuck. My man asking for a bigger ring, so what? You know, boxing moves on so quick. We want what we can't have.
Yeah, and I'm one of them real. Like I said, I've been doing this too long. I can give two shits if they fight at this point. It's over marinated to me. And as far as I'm gonna be on the. I don't think Benavidez and Plant happening because I think Canelo coming back and everybody gonna wait in line to see if they can get a sweepstakes. I don't care what nobody say. That fight ain't happening.
Nah.
They thought Cinnamon. I'm telling you, they thought Cinnamon was gonna sit out till September. But Cinnamon back in May, they're going to be like, no. It's a better business plan if we can just omit this, and then we'll take our chances fighting another light touch. That's just, I'm just going to have an original.
Canelo don't even look at them dudes again without them fighting each other. He already picked Benavidez to beat Plant. No way. Listen, the easiest way for Plant to make and Canelo's sitting out waiting because, first of all, they already offered him $55 million guaranteed for Benavidez. They already offered him that. He said no and went in for a Bivol. So he already did $800,000 with Plant. So if Plant beats Benavidez, that's a guaranteed rematch. That's a guaranteed rematch. And if Benavidez beats Plant, you can bank on that fight happening.
Let me ask you this: do you think so? What if they sit out 6 months? So do you think for PBC it's a better if it makes better business sense for them to just go for a one hit quitter with Benavidez if they can secure and keep their O's viable, keep Benavidez on the right track, keep Plant on the right track, keep Charlo on the right track, and they don't fight each other. That means they can offer Cinnamon a multi-fight deal because they got 3 or 4 motherfuckers.
But he turned that down already. That's what I'm saying. Like, they already was at the table with him. They tried to offer him Earl. They tried to give him Earl for $55 million.
But this my point is they can still go back because he can't get no more multi-fight deals. So if you hold back on the Benavidez Plant and you be like, look, man, we're going to give you a 3-fight deal with Benavidez.
Nah, you wrong. You wrong because, listen, where is Bivol at?
No, he's not fighting Bivol. I don't care what y'all say, Mo. He's not fighting no motherfucker. Eddie ain't stupid. I'm talking about Eddie Reynoso ain't stupid, man. Oh, they not doing that shit, Mo. I'm just going to have an original take. I just don't think Benavidez Plant is going to happen. That Cinnamon is coming back in May. I mean, just, that's just me. I just think it makes better business.
I'm gonna look for you. I'm gonna look for your timeline come that time because this fight happening. This fight happening for sure.
I don't know. I thought it was, and if you check my shit, I've been telling motherfuckers since 2018 they was gonna over marinate this fight to 2023. Since 2018, everybody thought I was hating. It didn't make business sense for them to do it, man. They still trying.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. You overlooking the fact that it makes complete sense now.
Oh no, yeah, it do in a way, but I don't know. I don't trust them, man. I think they still want that stimulus. I think they
and
still
they
need
do, and that's the point. That's the point. They do want Canelo Alvarez again, and by they I mean Al, and that's why he's putting these two together because he know he get a pay-per-view star out of one. He get a B-side. He get a guaranteed B-side. Let me tell you, man. If Benavidez beat Plant, Canelo can't hide from him. Motherfucking Mike Tyson gonna be on his neck.
I don't think it's gonna be well, and I got Plant beating Benavidez, so and
that's the thing. And that's the thing. But if Benavidez beats Plant, you gonna have Stephen A. Smith. You gonna have Mike Tyson all on Canelo's neck. And I say them two specific because they mainstream. Yeah. They mainstream. You can't run from that. And then Canelo's journalist nemesis. Fuck is his name? David Faltanzon. He hate Canelo. He always think Canelo ducking Gennady, so he can't wait for David to graduate.
Right, I can dig all that. I mean, it sounds good. I just don't have faith, man. I think something gonna
I'm
happen. Somebody gonna
optimistic,
catch.
man.
I hear you, bro. I think they waiting for that. They gonna send him another multi-fight deal, and it's better to keep them motherfuckers valuable, man.
Yeah, but think about it. He only took a multi-fight deal with Matchroom twice. He never took a multi-fight deal with the other side. One-offs.
You don't have Matchroom don't have no more multi-fight deals.
That's where you're wrong. That's all. You only assuming that because you think for whatever reason Canelo ain't tough enough to go in a rematch and lose. He don't give a fuck about losing. That Mexicans never care about losing.
Not even that he lost, Slim. He got washed. I don't think he want to go into that again. No.
Okay, but now his excuse. Look, the excuse he's telling himself and the way he's choosing to get over that loss is by saying, "I had 2 injuries." So now he gonna go back into it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he trying to tell himself, "Nah, ain't no way I lost that fan square. I was injured." So he going back into that. And let me tell you, the 2-fight deal. At the very least, Zach Parker loses to John Ryder. It's a wrap. They could easily give him Marotta in Japan, Ryder in the UK, 2 fights he already wanted, 2 places he already wanted to fight, and then Bivol. And if you lose to Bivol, Eddie got the motherfucking retirement package.
Nah, I hear you, but I think Cinnamon is going to go rock with PBC, and I think PBC is going to offer him a good deal. I think the Ryder fight was actually the winner of Ryder and Parker was the fight I thought he was going to come back to. I'm just not interested in seeing Bivol and Cinnamon again either. Fuck all that shit. I'm just not interested.
That's crazy. Usually people want to see him lose. So if they seen him lose once, they probably think he gonna lose again.
I'm not a Cinnamon hater. I'm real with it. I'm not a Cinnamon hater. I'm just saying. I just think I'm just looking at the business part. I see what your point is about the Benavidez in the perfect world. I think that'll happen, but I don't put nothing past the motherfuckers getting sick and injured just to get back in line for a Cinnamon sweepstakes, bro. I just don't. That's all I'm just getting.
I don't know, man. If you plant, how much money you think you drop from that Canelo $10 million guarantee? And then how much money you think they offered you to fight Benavidez? And then how many options do you really got? Do we really got time to sit and wait 3 more years for Cinnamon to pick us? Come on, man. He took that money.
I mean, he don't have to really wait. He don't really have to wait because after we don't understand. So which one is actually next? Is it the WBO or the WBC?
It's always the big homie, man. You know that. It's always the big homie.
Fucking line like this, Mo.
Bruh, because they the big boss.
Man, fuck all that shit.
Bruh, I'm telling you, I'm being real. Like, everybody else convention be 3 and 4 days. These guys be 7 days. Everybody else got 500 people. These guys got 2,000, 3,000 people. It's night and day. But listen, I'm gonna get to some other callers. I appreciate you making the request and allowing me to, get to know you. Definitely entertaining on Twitter. And if y'all want to follow him, that's at Ron Boy Fresh. He got some good takes. We going out to the Queen of the Ring. Queens of the Ring, what's going on?
Next, you gotta stop consorting with the help. That young man you just had on here is just a bona fide hater on all costs.
I mean, he ain't sound like a hater that time.
Man, you gonna have to get in these Twitter spaces and listen to this young man. That young man got a hating habit. It's real bad too. It's real bad. But I'm gonna let him make it today because I'm not here because he stole Adrian Bronner's beard. That's why he won't let his hands go. But I'm here for Canelo and Caleb Plant and David Benavidez and all that great stuff. Caleb needed a bigger ring because he didn't want the same thing to happen with him and Canelo to happen with David, which it is because people have given Caleb a shitload of credit for knocking out Anthony Durrell, who wanted to retire anyway. So he got his opportunity by letting Caleb Plant just knock him out. Because I don't know if y'all know, I've never seen Caleb Plant with a shitload of power. And I know power don't come overnight. in a couple of months, none of that shit. He gonna need everything that he can get to keep David off of him. David is too much for Caleb Plant. He will be the entire fight. Now, I don't know about no rematch with Canelo. Canelo's gonna do the same thing to him again if they fight again. He beat Anthony Durrell. We've given this man entirely too much for beating somebody who wanted to retire.
Yeah, but it's the way he beat him, Queen.
He beat him. He knocked him out. Cool. Fine. He knocked him out. That was something that he needed to do to make a statement. But he didn't knock out David Benavidez. He didn't knock out Canelo. He knocked out a 37-year-old Anthony Durrell who wanted to retire 2 years ago.
But what you forgetting is that 37-year-old, he also hadn't been knocked out by nobody else. He also fought David Benavidez, the quote-unquote Mexican monster, and he didn't get the knockout.
That was at that time. David could.
Yeah, you're right. A younger version of Durrell, right? And right. Allegedly, David was the monster. He didn't do it.
Not yet. He was that guy, and he was Morrell. He was Morrell at that time, just not as the hype for it. He still had the, but it wasn't the Mexican monster that he is now.
I mean, he wasn't no monster versus Kyrone Davis.
No, but he's a monster now. That's what I'm saying. It's a difference in the fighter. I'm going to give him an opportunity. I want to see if this power is still going to have that same translation in a bigger ring with David Benavidez, because David is not going to stay off of you.
Yeah, but it's the punches you don't see. Remember, that punch was set up by going to the body first. So, Anthony didn't see it. I don't think it's a question of power, even though I'm on record. Kyrone Davis, the lead sparring partner of Caleb Plant, told me that Plant might get the knockout. I laughed. I didn't think that shit was even a possibility, but he most certainly got that knockout.
I called that shit, but I wanted Anthony Durrell knocked out anyway because he wanted to retire, and I needed somebody to give him what he wanted. Anybody could have knocked him out. He just needed to get knocked out. But you're right. The punches you can't see, but David got a little chin on him. You can maybe knock him down, but he's gonna get back up. So he has to hit him with something that's going to completely rattle his shit.
I'm being attacked right now as we speak by these David Benavidez fanboys trying to say he stopped Durrell. He did not stop Durrell. A towel. So Mark Breland didn't throw the towel in on Wilder. Wilder was asleep. No, what Plant did to Durrell, that's a knockout. What David Benavidez did to Durrell, that's called a technical knockout, TKO. Get that shit out of here trying to compare it to what Plant did.
You can't compare it, but it's still the fact that it remains. Anthony Durrell was 37 years old when Caleb Plant knocked him out. No, he ain't never been knocked out at that fastest, but he's going to have to do that same thing with David Benavidez or it's a wrap.
I don't even think Durrell done yet. Like,
he should be. He should be.
Why? You still got Gabe Rosado fighting, Orlando Salido.
Gabe Rosado needs to stop. Gabe Rosado is going to be James Toney if he continues with the shit
Hell no. He don't even take punishment, Queen. You out here.
He has been.
The last time he took serious punishment was like Triple G, man.
His last fight, he was getting beat the whole entire time. He did not look good. That man was hitting him with everything he could. That regardless of how hard it was still punishment. He doesn't need any. He's already been fighting too long. And on top of taking the stuff that he's already taken, Gabe Rosado needs to quit. Jason Rosario needs to quit. It's a list of them that needs to be done that keep coming back.
Nah, Rosario, he called it. He said he's done. He said he's done.
Well, then he needs to be. But there's a list of them. Adrian Bronner needs to be done before he gets hurt.
Yeah, I don't know that Bronner's done. How old is he now?
Too old, too out of shape. It's going to take him a lifetime to get back to AB. And the man that was just on the line previously, he got his beard and all his powers. so he can't fight no more.
So he's Samson now. He got his beard and all his power. You
He got all
hilarious.
of his power in all on his face. That's just what it is. AB is not AB anymore, and he's gonna put himself in a situation where somebody gonna floor his ass and Apollo Creed him. And I hate it for it to be like that.
Apollo Creed him. I ain't heard
Apollo
that
Creed him.
shit. That was nice.
No, man, we good. We want to do something. But yeah, I don't want to like hold up everybody else's time because I know you got a crap load of people coming. But yeah, it is what it is. Caleb needs all the help that he can get because he's gonna have to be able to try to tire David out, and David got an engine on it. We don't. I'm pretty sure it will probably hold up for 12 rounds, but we don't know when it's Caleb moving the way that he moves. So we'll see. But he need all the help that he can get.
Mm. Well, Queen, we do appreciate you calling in. Thank you for being a regular caller. Looks like we got a super chat from Boston Jared that says that ring size ish is a head fake. He gonna put his head in Benavidez' chest and leave it there, just like J-Rock did. Heard he can't win off his back foot. I don't know about all that, Frams, because Benavidez be throwing them punches from them tight, short hooks. He squares up, but he's able to get leverage even when he's square. And he actually punches going backwards. I don't know what you're talking about. We're going to have to see that, Boston Jotted. We really going to have to see that. But if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It's going to help put this episode in the eyes of other boxing fans. Remember, we went live 3 times yesterday. That's right, 3 times. We had to do our morning show. Breakfast Club of Boxing. Then we had lunch with you at 12 live from the Wynn Casino in our beautiful Blue Wire studio. And then we had to come back 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to do our first episode of Border Wars, which is taking place right here in Las Vegas, February 25th, Border Wars 14. If you never heard, don't know, but you do like the fight, you want to get in the ring and swing, hit me up. I'm going to send you a little questionnaire. We're going to find out where you at. If you got any callers on Discord, let me know. Go ahead and raise your hand. Looks like we got Davidian.
In Jesus' name.
What up?
Yo,
Yo.
what's up? Hey, what's good? That's
Straight.
and where Danny at, man? What's up, Danny? Even though I know you ain't there. Man, I don't know. I'm excited for the Benavidez Plant fight. At least they getting it on in 2023. The ring size, I mean, obviously that benefits Plant, but just as long as they get in there and swing, that's all we want to see. That's a great fight. I know a lot of people picking the Mexican Monster, but I'm gonna pick Caleb. I got to go against the grain. So I've always liked Caleb's boxing and just the way he's able to counter though too. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. They're gonna squash the beef, and man, I mean, hopefully that pushes other guys to fight too. We still want to see the Spence and Crawford saga. So it is what it is. I mean, they both great fighters. To me, it's like a true 50-50, but we'll see. Other than that, hopefully we get the fights that we want to see, I want to see my man Tank back in there, depending on who he fighting. I would love to see him and Ryan go at it, but you know how that go. Boxing, I love it, but you hate it at the same time sometimes. But, shout out to all the callers and supporters. God bless all y'all. That's my call.
All right. Thank you for calling in, Davidian. If you want to call in, you can use our Discord and or our Twitter Spaces. We have both links right here pinned in our live chat on YouTube.com, where I'm hoping you're subscribed because we're still at 158,701, which means we need about 300 more subscribers to get to our next goal of 159,000. Also, today, we're going to have on our 12 o'clock Wynn Casino show out of the Blue Wire studio, Fernando Vargas Jr. We had the father. Now it's time to get the son in the big studio. He's on the Marv Nation card, which will headline Jose Cepeda taking on Regis Prograis for the vacant WBC title. So if you want to ask Fernando Vargas Jr. a question, you got to join our Patreon page right here at patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. And you can drop him a question. We'll ask that question to him and obviously let him know who it's coming from. So I'm going to go ahead and tweet that link out and also put it in our live chat. If you want to talk on our Twitter space and have your voice heard all over the world, right here on YouTube, all over iTunes and iHeart and all those great places, go ahead and request and or raise your hand. At Broadway Joel, can you come on? I actually have a few questions that I wanted to ask you. I did contact Bob Santos yesterday, and he said no. But you're the voice of Dominican boxing. Maybe you can tell me different. So get yourself together and come on down. In the meantime, in between time, smash that thumbs up button. Broadway Joel, what up? Broadway, you on mute.
What's going on, my brother?
What's up? So I had been given a tip that Alberto Puello, De Los Santos, and Hector are all possible options for Tank. I hit Santos. The team is saying they ain't get no calls like that, but they would love any one of those calls. But I know you keep, your ear to the street, and obviously you got a connection with the actual fighters. Have they expressed anything about a potential Tank fight?
Garcia, no. De Los Santos, no. Puello has hinted that that's the fight he wants, and he's ready and willing to take it whenever the fight's presented to him. But as far as, they offered me a contract and we talking dates, it hasn't gotten that far. But Puello's the only one really really saying shit, I'll take that fight. And Garcia, I haven't even asked him about it. But it's funny, I was yesterday on the space discussing that the four guys really on the PBC side that if Tank don't fight Ryan is either Pitbull Cruz and the other three Dominicans you just mentioned, De Los Santos, Garcia, and Puello. I haven't heard any strong rumors where I can tell you, yeah, for sure, this is the lineup. But I'm just, making sense of what could happen. I don't know if Tank can make 130 or if he'll move up Garcia. I don't know if, after De Los Santos got that big knockout against Rayo, he wants to fight him coming off that big buzz. Or if Puello, he has a belt. Although Tank won a belt at 140, it was one of those Reggie belts, so he could go up and win a real belt if he feels like he's up for the challenge. So, although I haven't heard any sources, I can definitely say, just using common knowledge, that those guys are definitely on the list.
Got it. Which one of those names would you prefer? If you had to help Tank make the call, who should he make it to?
I mean, right now, out of those three, the guy who got the biggest buzz right now off that knockout was De Los Santos. So,
but that's not a belt. That would be a 135-pound title defense of his regular belt, because De Los Santos only won like a regional WBC from Rayo. You there or you dropped off? Se fue. Okay, we're going to go.
Rayo all over the.
We lost you, bro. We lost you for a bit.
I don't know how you sell Puello or Garcia. And, and don't get me wrong, those guys are good fighters, especially Garcia. Garcia, to me, is the best 130-pounder. But also, people are going to be like, you moving up a 30-pounder to 35. And people are going to make all these excuses as opposed to De Los Santos. De Los Santos just beat two undefeated prospects by knockouts. One of them, who was the hottest prospect in boxing, dominated and got him out of him in 3. So he's riding that wave, and it was it was on a big heavyweight card with Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz. Again, if you were telling me what makes sense financially, I think that's the one. But as far as strategically, I don't. As far as who it could be easier, I guess it would be Puello.
Oh, I'm not asking who he could be easier. I mean, just who you think they make that call to. But now, I do appreciate it. Before I let you go, though, what's your thoughts on the
I can't
elect?
hear you. I don't know what happened.
You can't hear me. Why can't you hear me, bro? That must be you over there. But I was gonna say before I let you go, let me get your thoughts on the ring size. But I guess that won't happen. Let me get to J Mac, New Orleans. What it do?
Yo, can you hear me?
I do. What up?
Hey, good morning.
Buenos
Um,
dias.
my thoughts on the ring side. Ring size when I rated this morning, I was like, fuck, I'm getting bamboozled. I didn't already put some money up. But when I thought about it, after listening to Boston Jarrett's comment about putting his head in his chest, I don't think Caleb Plant is a fighter. I think he more of a boxer, and he
Mm-hmm.
kind of depends on range and like distance. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't think Caleb would ever plant his feet against David. I think he using that ring size to kind of keep it at range and move and move. But the only thing I don't think he also pick his angles and picks his shot. I think everybody a little bit excited over the Darrell knockout, but Darrell was older. He didn't like to bend his knees as much. He Caleb loaded up and placed his feet and got a good shot. David is a bigger man than Caleb, and I don't think Caleb fights on the inside, so he's gonna always try to stay on the outside. And I think it'll wear Caleb down more than anything, because David will keep applying the pressure. And David a little clumsy at times, but he's still big enough and stalks fighters to where you always feel like he's there. You made a comment earlier about Canelo being more skilled than David. I think for his experience wise and fighting wise, but I don't think Canelo could apply the pressure that David applies. I don't think Canelo ever had the foot speed. He kind of been a little more flat foot base, and being that he can dictate the ring size, it has always been Canelo's favor for stalking people and cutting the ring off, because you can't get in there and determine what ring size you want against Canelo. Now in David's case, I don't think there's no ring size that Caleb could get with his fighting style that could keep David off his ass. And being that he don't fight on the inside and he kind of boxes on the outside, I don't think he's gonna ever put himself in a predicament to place his feet without moving. And the pressure of David, being that he a bigger man, it's just gonna overwhelm him. I got David catching up with him around an 8, 9, 10 round, and possibly if not punching him through the ropes, stopping him, or the corner pretty much getting in the way of it before Caleb get stopped real bad.
All right, champ. Appreciate your call. If we got any other people, go ahead and raise your hand. Looks like we got a request on Twitter Spaces coming from Pac. What up? Pacquiao. You got to unmute, champ.
I'm muted. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm just gonna ask my question.
I hear you.
All right, cool. Tank, he's supposedly having a fight in December. Do you guys have any type of source or anything on who it might be?
I can't hear you, bro. Maybe you're on speaker. What did you say or ask? Hello. All right, you muted yourself again, but you do have a lot of background noise. It sounded like, who do we think Tank's going to fight? And what's the source? The source, obviously, is him posting that he's going to fight in January in D.C. and then deleting it. And in terms of who he's going to fight, I mean, a PBC fighter, so we've been throwing around the possibilities of Alberto Puello, who is the WBA WBA super champion at 140, giving Tank another opportunity to not only win another title at 140, but also be a 5 times champion. He could go down, fight Hector Garcia, who defeated Chris Colbert and Robert Gutierrez back to back, and become a 5 times champion. Or he could make a title defense of a very dangerous 135-pounder who only has 1 loss, but's coming off of the biggest knockout of his career over Rayo Venezuela, in Edwin De Los Santos, and that'll be a title defense.
Cool, bro. Hey, TBV, shout out you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Shout out Amari Jones. Fresh, he's the truth. Let's go, baby. Shout out.
For sure. Shout out to Amari, man. We've been covering him for a while. He is definitely the truth. And we look to see great things from him. He was actually Caleb's Plant sparring partner as well as Kyrone Davis. But for anybody that wants to call in, we do have Discord and Twitter Spaces. Both links are pinned right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. When you get here, don't forget to smash that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help me reach that next goal. I'm trying to get to 159K. Right now, we're at 158,701. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Grab your kids' devices and also subscribe. I don't care. C-Dub, what up? C-Dub, gotta unmute.
Yo.
Yo.
Yo. Shout out TBV. Shout out Ness. Solo Dolo. Yo. Shit. Smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself. It's the Mexican Monster versus Power Plant. Yeah, the Power will be running all night. Literally, like, man, we know the ring size. You know, we all knew that was going to happen. If the real fight fooled you, then you don't know styles makes fights. Plant was going to be a mover. The request is not that surprising, and now I'm probably going to start expecting it if I see this type of matchup. A runner versus someone that's going to be coming forward, and they may just be the expectation that they're going to request for a bigger ring. Like, is this something like becoming a norm, Ness, that's new to boxing, or you don't remember this in the old days?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got David winning. He does square up. He's not that technical, but he is a monster that should be at 175. That's the advantage. Then his combos and body work is all vicious. Can Caleb Plant clip him? You know, we have seen David on the canvas before, so he's gonna have to do something to keep David off of him. So the whole fight. So and I just don't see it. But it's a great fight for Al Hammond, PBC, putting on the best fights. You know, the biggest fight without Canelo at 168. Then Canelo come over and get that 50 million for the winner. You see that right, Ness?
Mm-hmm.
Canelo coming over for the 50 million. Like, and if it's Plant, it's Caleb Plant and Canelo too. With 2 million pay-per-view buys this time.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know about 2 million, but definitely believe that if Plant wins, he is a shoo-in for a rematch.
Already. Yo, well, that's it. Shout out TBV. Smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself.
For sure. Thank you for calling in. Once again, we're taking callers right here on Twitter Spaces and Discord. On Discord, you just got to raise your hand. Twitter Spaces, go ahead and request to speak. Let's check where we're at with our live poll on YouTube. Caleb Plant's team requests a bigger ring. Will he get the win? Yes, more room to move, so he wins 45% of the public, almost 500 votes. Mexican Monster still gets to win 55%. So, more people believing that ring size isn't going to matter when it comes to Benavidez Plant and Benavidez being able to catch up to Caleb Plant. We got Modern King Boxing, who sends us a $2 super chat with the fat thumbs up sticker. So go ahead and press the thumbs up since he sent us the fat sticker. We do appreciate the love. What else we got? In our live chat, I just got an article from David Benavidez' father, and I'm translating him because it is in Spanish. Hold on. It is in Spanish. So it says, it's the entire article. So there are going to be some quotes and obviously some shit from the author. But in order for the fight to take place, David Benavidez' team agreed to, and I quote, ridiculous things that Caleb Plant demanded, and they didn't mind doing it because all they want is the fight. This was stated by David's coach and father, Jose Benavidez, who told Ezequiel, some shit like that, what those requests were. One day, they put pressure on him, and I think he accepted, but with a lot of ridiculousness, said Don Jose Benavidez. Wanting to get out the fight, the coach listed 5 requests from the American plant, which he accepted even without consulting his son, knowing that he would accept anything to fight Plant. Gloves of a particular brand, a 22-foot ring, the blue corner, going in last and being announced second. Those were Plant's requests. I told them, come on, give him everything he wants. He recalled. David wants to fight, and he doesn't mind going last, first. What he wants is the opportunity and giving people the fight they want to see. Those in charge of the negotiations were surprised that Jose Benavidez accepted everything, but the coach believes that they were pretexts for not accepting the fight. I think Plant was looking for any excuse not to fight David, he said, but I told them 100% that it was the fact. They told me that if I was going to talk to David to confirm, and I said no, he doesn't care about any of this. It's pure antics. So we'll see. That is strange, though, to find out that he didn't even consult with his son, right? Bold. James Benitez, Twitter Spaces. What up?
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
Perfect.
Yo, man. Hey, man, I just hopped in, man. I just saw the title of the show and everything, man. But end of the day, man, I'm going to stand on it like I've been saying for the past few years, man. The ring size is not even the issue. The Plant is not losing no undisciplined fighter like David Benavidez. That's just a fact. One thing I don't like about the ring size is the fact it's just going to give Benavidez another excuse for why he's not a champ. Remember, the past excuse why he wasn't a champ was his drug use. He can't maintain weight. He's the only 2-time champion that I ever know in history that haven't never defended a title. While Plant been disciplined doing his thing, of course he deserves to walk out last, man, because Plant been doing his thing. He came off of a good win. Whereas some people look at that good win that Plant has as David Benavidez's signature win, which is a shame. He still needs a better. David Benavidez is still searching for a really something great, and that's really Plant, in my opinion, man. Long story short, man, I'm just staying on code here, man. What I've been saying, Plant's just a better fighter. You know it. You know what you've been seeing for the past years. Everybody can believe all that bullshit. He's a monster. He's this. He's that. When it came to Ellis, when it came to Davis or whatever, he was taking a whole bunch of punches with his fucking face. Plant's a much sharper fighter. So, in the day, he might clip him with some other shit besides a hook. And that's my call, Ness.
All right, brother. All right. If we have any other callers that want to request to speak, we are using Twitter Spaces and Discord to go ahead and voice your opinion. We're talking boxing, actual fights that have happened, or, not happened, but are at least official. I know my good friend over here, Ron Boy, doesn't believe this fight will take place. I'm very optimistic that it will. It is a fight that, as you can see from the quotes, Jose Benavidez Sr. won't allow anything to cause this fight to get kind of sidetracked. He's accepted all the terms. He thinks they're ridiculous. And, truthfully, if you want to fight, who gives a fuck who's in the blue corner or the yellow corner? It don't matter. Who cares who gets announced first or second? It don't matter. I guess the biggest thing is that ring size. Those 2 feet square could make a difference. That could make a difference for some people. Again, depending how good or bad you are at cutting off that ring, it could make a difference. Look at a guy like Ryan Garcia. Imagine his opponent in a 22-foot ring. I mean, Ryan couldn't cut the ring off on on numerous fighters, the last 2 for sure. Yes, he got the stoppage on one of those 2, but he couldn't cut the ring off. So imagine in a 22-foot ring. Just saying. But I think you guys giving me an early day. Okay, LV Slugger's there. I was about to pack it up and leave, but we got a caller. LV Slugger coming in from Alabama. Where'd you go? LV Slugger trying you again. What's up? If you're on Discord, Go ahead and raise your hand. If you're on Twitter Spaces, go ahead and request if you want to talk, because after the callers are done, we got to go. I ain't got no co-host. There's nobody to talk to, so if you ain't talking to me, you know this shit is over. What up, LV?
TBV.
We hear you.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, yeah, man. This is a nice fight, man. It's definitely a nice fight. I'm looking forward to it, but I could definitely see the ring size benefiting Plant. We all see his style. He want to move in that ring, set up angles and shit like that. So I could definitely see the ring size benefiting his style. But, Benavidez, he's a young guy, you know what I'm saying? And we all see his pressure. Seem like he never get tired in all that activity for a 168 pounder. I don't know if we really just seen it. So, he's going to throw a lot of punches. He's going to definitely be active in that ring. So, man, I definitely see it as a 50-50 fight, especially with Plant coming off that knockout win with the rail, something that a lot of us never seen coming. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm looking forward to it. My only thing is with this fight, when y'all did a show earlier in the year, I wanted the title to be on the line, but I kind of see, Plant is one fight removed from being knocked out. So, you know what I'm saying?
There
It
is
is
a
what it is.
title.
But
There is a title. Remember, the interim title was there, and remember that the interim is so important that if Canelo decides not to fight the winner, they automatically get elevated, just like Jamal Charlo was. So the interim title is on the line, and it is important because it gets you a shot at Canelo, or if he vacates, you become the champ.
see, with Canelo talking about fighting Bivol next year in September, dude, I mean, I don't know, man. I just know the WBC, they really back Canelo. You know what I'm saying? They really get behind whatever he do. So I can definitely see. I hope I'm wrong. But, if they win the winner, then I could definitely see Canelo, especially if he go back up to 175 and fight Bivol. They might try to franchise, man. I hope I'm wrong. I just really hope I'm wrong. I want it, but I just feel like if he do go up to Bivol, man, one of these guys, you got to give him that opportunity of being champion, especially with this fight right here. I feel like the title should be on the line, man. But if he go back up there with Bivol, what they gonna do? Just sit out the whole year? Cause they doing this fight sometime early next year, and he talking about doing the Bivol fight in September. So I'm like, what, they gonna just sit out till September after he do that? So I feel like these sanction bodies need to get on their job. Respect the Canelo. He undisputed. He did what he had to do, but I mean, let these other guys in 168 that, let them be champion. You know what I'm saying? Especially Better Beef. You seen what he just did with Joe Smith. They called Anthony Yard, and he ain't even fought Yard yet, and they already calling Callum Smith. You know what I'm saying? So I think these sanctions bodies definitely show their bias on who they pick and choose, who they gonna call the Mandos on. So this fight of this magnitude, man, I feel like a title should be on the line, but it's the interim, like you said. Hopefully they get elevated or Canelo go ahead and give these guys their shot. But yeah, that's all I got, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate you calling in. And looks like we might be wrapping up. We got no more requests on Twitter and or Discord. Let me double check our super chats before we cut out. Don't forget, we're back at 12 o'clock noon time from the Wynn Casino, live out of the Blue Wire Studios. Come join us. We will be having Fernando Vargas Jr. in the building, and he's going to be on that Regis Cepeda undercard, as well as his brother Amado. And Emiliano just got a big win on the Top Rank card. Looks like in terms of super chats, we might just have to go to James Benitez. Wasn't someone that Plant dropped multiple times be Benavidez' best opponent until they canceled the fight? Y'all better stop sleeping on Plant. Who did Plant drop multiple times on Benavidez' resume? Are you talking about Darrell? Because I don't know who else they got a common opponent with. But quick reminder, we're trying to get to that goal of 159,000. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe. Future, present, past. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. Go ahead and share that show. If you haven't smashed the thumbs up button, do so. Thank you for rocking out with me. I got Big Gucci Nick checking in on Discord. What it do? Ustatigi was the name. All right. Big Gucci Nick, are you there? Unmute. What up?
Oh, what up? What up? Yo, shout out to the show, man. Like he said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button too, man, for sure. Pound for pound, the best podcast on the planet, man. Yeah, I'm coming in a little bit late, man. I've been working and stuff. Got the end of the show at least. But yeah, I mean, that's news to me. I didn't know Plant was requesting a bigger ring. But if they go through with that and get a bigger ring, it's gonna be a real tough fight for Benavidez, man. Plant has really good feet, man. He has really good feet. So if they go through with a bigger ring, it's gonna be a tough fight for Benavidez, man. If they do follow through with a bigger ring, I got that fight 50-50. If it's a smaller ring, Benavidez will have a big advantage. But yeah, man, thanks for the show. I gotta listen to the playback from the beginning, man. But good show.
Appreciate you. All right, we're definitely doing last call for alcohol on the calls. Anybody that wants to join us, Discord and or Twitter Spaces is available. Request or raise hands. Smash that thumbs up. I just took it from 201 to 202. Do the same and get us to the next level. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. NesGTO, Instagram and Twitter back at you at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 o'clock Eastern. We will be talking Deontay Wilder's coach saying Wilder's already begun preparations for 3 separate opponents. Let's have a discussion and figure out who he's possibly preparing for and which of those fights we would prefer. See you at 12 o'clock. You can call us if you want to voice your opinion on that show. 12 o'clock, we do use our landline, and you can call us using 1-425-569-5241. Sorry for the confusion as it's not our control. Win Studio is just not capable of having Twitter Spaces or Discord at the moment. We are working on it with them. Once that's settled, we'll be back to our regular scheduled way of taking calls. But you can always reach us again at 1-425-569-5241 at 12 o'clock this afternoon. Late super chat. James Benitez says, Angulo, Ellis, Davis, what would Plant do to them? Be honest. Why is this dude a monster? It's the way that he finishes them. See, we can't say that Plant would knock out all those names, let alone, destroy those names. So, yeah, that's the issue. The audio podcast is uploaded. So, I don't know, maybe you need to refresh whatever it is you're doing over there. Because, the podcast is uploaded on iTunes, Spotify, Our Heart, and everywhere. But let me check here on Patreon. Did I miss it or something? Because on Patreon, remember, for those that don't know, we do upload every single episode MP3 with no ads. You do a show this long, they bombard them with ads. It's probably not the best way to digest. But we do offer adless MP3s. And yesterday's morning show was 3 hours and a half. And then our afternoon show was 1 hour. So I would prefer to consume those hours of audio content without any interruptions from adverts like, I don't know, car insurance or some weird shit. That being said, head on over to patreon.com/theboxing voice where you can catch all our episodes adless. And yes, yesterday's 2 episodes are there, and this audio will be uploaded momentarily. Once again, gotta check because people come in last minute. Yep, we are out. NesGTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us on the next one.